It's not Friday. I want it to be Friday. It is Thursday. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to give it a moment for everyone to come on in. Can't wait to talk to you all as per usual. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just getting my screens. Hey, Linda, thank you so much for being here, my dear. Welcome. Okay. Just closing all this extra stuff, you all. So come on in. Allow me to introduce myself. For anybody new here, hi, I am Maggie, your substitute teacher, and usually I'm welcoming you to my struggle cooking class, but it seems like we have some other topics that you all enjoy talking about. And so clearly I'm not cooking today. I was going to cook today, but we had so much fun yesterday, I thought we would continue our etiquette chat. And now let me make sure that I am clear. I am not an etiquette professional, just like I always say, I am not a professional chef, and I am not a professional YouTuber. I'm just a boy mom, two teenage sons, and a home cooker. And I've been on a health and wellness journey. I have also been on a personal development journey. And for me, that has been participating. Thank you, Linda. Yes, we're going to talk about the cooking collab tomorrow. For me, that has been a lot of work to transition and refine because it's important to me. And I'm taking etiquette and elegance classes because I like it. And we talked yesterday about dining etiquette, and we had such a robust conversation. I thought we would continue and review the rest of the Woman of Elegance Handbook. So I did drop the link for the handbook. It's in the description, but I will also post it here in case anybody has missed it. But let me just explain to you all what this is. Again, I'm not a professional and I'm not even a coach. I'm just sharing my personal, I can't even say transformation, but my personal development story with you all. If anyone wants to be counted present, feel free to announce yourself. Got a few flyaways here. But for various reasons, one of which is being a boy mom and being an active mom, I find myself in all types of boyish environments, which makes sense. But now that they're teenagers and spending so much more time with their dad, I can get a little bit of my life back. And then also, I work in technology. I work for a software company. And whenever you're in a masculine, kind of data driven, competitive environment, it does bring out, that harsher side, which is how corporate America should be. And boys should be rough and tumble. That's just not me. So I've been continually like swimming against the stream or swimming upstream to make sure that I stay, I guess, in my feminine or with my softer side. So I am going to share some of that work with you all. Please chime in. I love to know what you all think about it. We have Maya in the house. Hello, Maya. Ooh, Maya says, I'm going to lunch at the Porsche place tomorrow. What is that, or where is that? I'm in Atlanta, and so I always love checking out new places. I know we have a Porsche dealership, the car dealership. I do not drive a Porsche. I drive a Kia. So clearly I'm not familiar, but maybe they have a restaurant at their location. Ooh, so we got some good tips for you today. Maya says, I'll be using everything I've learned from you. Thank you so much, my dear. So again, let me just share with you all. I am going to be chronicling my personal development. I love having the conversation with you all. I love having this space and this community where we can talk about what we think, what we feel. There is no judgment. I am not perfect. If this is your cup of tea, welcome. If it's not, no problem. I'll be back in the kitchen tomorrow I have a very exciting collaboration planned. So please participate. All are welcome. And this is still the happy, wholesome, family friendly side of YouTube. Also, I do have a second YouTube channel, and it's called Teachable Moments with Maggie. So right now, you all are on Maggie the Substitute Teacher, and I'm either going to double stream or I'm going to start moving this etiquette and elegance and personal development content over to the Teachable channel, just so I can kind of keep things separate in the algorithm. You all know what I mean. What does Maya say? I'm going to send you all of the information. They have fancy dining. Ooh, fancy sounds so good. So let's get started, ladies. And gents are welcome here too. And speaking of fancy, look what I got. I don't know if Brandon L. Jett is watching from the clouds. You all, if you want to be counted present in class, feel free to announce yourself. If you would prefer to watch from the clouds, you are most welcome here. But shout out to Brandon. I actually grabbed one of these from the fridge. Y'all know me and my Walmart water. So this is my sugar-free, calorie-free sparkling water. So I am actually going to pour this into my fancy champagne flute here and try to practice what I preach. I know. I just don't want any, how do we say, rumors to get started. So it is sparkling water, but isn't it pretty? I think I might start doing this, you all. I think I might just start drinking out of a champagne flute just to practice what I preach. And yeah, absolutely share it with you all. Now, I've already made a mistake on there, and I'll tell you what it is in a bit. All right, ladies, so I am going to share my screen and we're going to take our time. We're going to go through the rest of the handbook. So what are we talking about today? So like I shared with you all, I have invested in multiple etiquette and elegance classes, and I continue to do the work because it's important to me. And I've shared the resources with you all. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. So there is Anna Bay. I've completed her signature program. Emma DuPont. I've completed her signature program. Today, we're going to talk about Woman of Elegance, also out of the UK. So she has a website. Her name is Vivian Abena, a beautiful, I believe she's African woman. Out of the London area. She has a YouTube channel. She has guidebooks that are paid, but she also has this free handbook. So you can go to her website and download it for yourself. And she actually inboxed me on Instagram. So I'm so excited. Maybe she'll be able to hop on. All right. Hello, Victoria. Thank you so much for being here. Victoria also is a content creator. She has a YouTube channel and she does trading. So please check out Victoria. Also spoiled a class with a beautiful acacia wood cutting board. All right. So what are we talking about? So yesterday I took a stab at this handbook, and you all saw that it had several sections. So let me share my screen. And let me make it a little bit smaller. It's 8 pages. So it's just a small little PDF. And again, you can see here, it's called the Woman of Elegance Handbook. Okay. And so yesterday, when we went over this, I only honed in on the dining sections because I do have a cooking channel, and I wanted to share what I'm trying to put into practice when I go out and do all these fancy things. Absolutely, yes, please. Anytime you all come in, I know Maya has a YouTube channel as well. Maya has blessed us with skinny syrups and ramekins. If you all want to buy anything for the cooking class, I do have a teacher's wish list, and Amazon will ship it directly to me. We can unbox it in class and use it in the recipe. Speaking of recipe, shouting out myself tomorrow, I'm very excited. I'm doing a cooking collaboration with a professional chef. Jazz Leaf has cooked for several NBA players, and I am going to be making salmon from her cookbook with her, coaching me through it. So please go to my YouTube community tab and vote on which salmon recipe you want me to make tomorrow. The poll will close tonight. All right. Who do we have here? We've got Leanne in the house. Thank you so much for being here, my dear. She says, hello, beautiful Maggie. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Leanne and I go way back. Okay. So again, you can see here, this is Woman of Elegance, and this is her handbook. So we saw this yesterday, and she does provide this free. You go to womanofelegance.com, put in your name and email address, and you will get this um, email PDF delivered directly to you. So I'm going to scroll through it so you all can see the sections, and then we're going to dive in what we did not cover yesterday. Yesterday, we did cover the dining etiquette, and there were 16 points there, and we had a very lively discussion talking about all of the do's and don'ts in dining. Now, look. Do I always get it right? No, I've already messed up here because you're not supposed to wear lipstick that will stain, but if it does stain, you need to go back to the same spot on the glass. You shouldn't have your lipstick all over. And this is our pineapple coconut Walmart water. Holding from the stem and taking small sips. But doesn't that look fancy? Like that could be a great mocktail, right? Got some nice bubbles. Okay. So in her etiquette guide, she has the basic etiquette. We're going to talk about that today. That's going to be section 1. We'll do that in this first hour. And then the second hour, she has a section on conversation etiquette. And I think this is really wonderful. I have shared with you all, I've had to do a lot of work being a boy mom. You know, we have to shout and just other things that have made me harsher than I want to be. And one of the things that I've learned is that the conversation piece is a huge part of my etiquette and elegance journey for me. For different people, it could be different things, but I'm just sharing my personal experience here. And so we're going to spend the second hour talking about conversation, how you can be a better conversationalist, because that does say a lot about you. We have Genesis in the house. Genesis, hello, my dear. She says, greetings, everyone. Thank you all so much for coming through. And then if you all want, we can go into the last section, which is fabrics. A lot of times elegance gets confused with like being stuffy and being old money. You all know me and you know my family. I'm a small town girl from an immigrant family, humble beginnings. I don't always get it right. I don't do everything perfect. I'm always going to be silly. But etiquette is really just about knowing the rules that apply in different situations. When you're at home alone, you do what you want, but I am going to try and practice and get better. So we can talk about some things about fabrics in the third hour if you all like that maybe we knew or we didn't know. All right, so that is it. So this is the 4 sections. Oh, what not to wear? Okay, so we'll see. So that's basically it. And you can see here, Vivian has Woman of Elegance on YouTube. She has an email, info@womanofelegance.com. And then she has her website, womanofelegance.com. And then she's on Facebook. And on Facebook, Woman of Elegance, she also has a free Facebook group that you can join. And for me, it's about reinforcing the behaviors that I want to model and, taking steps back away from the things that are no for me, food and otherwise. Okay. So I am going to scroll back up to the top so you all can see it's just an 8-page PDF. So let us begin. Yesterday we talked about dining etiquette. So we are going to come to basic etiquette now. All right. Let me see if I can zoom in so we can see. Dun, dun, dun. You all know some of this stuff, it should be what we used to call home training, but I understand. Sometimes people just don't know. So this is going to be a forum where you can share your experiences, your ideas, what you like, what you don't like, and maybe some stuff that I don't know because I don't know everything. What does Genesis say? The only money I have is what I made last week, right? Yeah, I'm not old money either. Y'all know I am a mom. I cook for the family. I clip coupons, all of that. All right, so let me see if I can zoom in, make this full screen and take me down. Take me down. Hi, Marie. Thank you so much for being here. Marie, our resident trucker, listening on the road. Please stay safe out there. Thank you for the peace. We definitely love to keep it peaceful here. Okay, ladies, so we went through 1 through 16 yesterday on the dining etiquette. So we're moving on to the basic etiquette. And again, this is just for today on this channel, but if you all like it, we'll continue to do more of it. But this content you will find on the Teachable Moments with Maggie YouTube. I'm starting a second YouTube channel. Okay, let's begin. Number 17, always maintain good oral hygiene. Visit the dentist every 6 months and carry mints with you. Oh dear, here we go. So, you all know, I don't even know where to begin with this one, but there are so many things about this area of our body, our mouth situation, as I've heard it called, that just says a lot about us. Even the fact if you smile or not, smiling, I've been told, is very feminine, and having that, that mean mug, especially when we take some of these poses where we just want to, like, I don't know, have the straight face, it just comes across as masculine. So, oral hygiene, I know dentists are expensive, but there are a lot of things that we can do at home. So I'll always share with you all my personal experience. When we were young, African family, mom had us brush our teeth with baking soda. So what we would do is we would have the little box, the 50-cent box of Arm& Hammer baking soda, and she would make us wet our toothbrush and then stick it in the box to get baking soda on the toothbrush, and then squeeze the toothpaste on top of the baking soda, and then we would brush. So I do get a lot of compliments about my smile, and maybe it's the African in me. These are my naturally straight teeth. But look, there are things that some of us have naturally, and there are some things that some of us don't. I don't have beautiful, like, long lady fingers. I have short, stubby hands. I have my dad's hands. So just know that, smile, teeth, brushing, fresh breath, whether it's gum, whether it's mints, whatever you can do. Maybe you just need to rinse your mouth out after eating, avoid certain foods. I'm not a doctor. You all know I don't know. But especially when you get in, close personal space with someone, not even in a relationship, but just at a dinner when we talk about that, or you're in the car with someone, you just want to make sure that you're always your freshest. Leanne says, I'm just old. I'm old too. I'm 47. We're going to get there. Much better. Thank you so much for being here. Is this your first time being here? Welcome, my dear. She says, I'm not old money, but I'm old school. Absolutely. Look at that with the pearls and the tiara. I love that. So beautiful. Yes, Maya, you are pretty. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me take a sip. Isn't this so much nicer than y'all remember me yesterday? And let me hold it properly. Y'all remember me yesterday? Tossing it back like I'm at a, don't want to offend anyone, but I'm at a race or something. So I'm going to try and do better too. Who do we have here? Diary of Belle Rose. Thank you for being here, my dear. She says, hello, Maggie and class. Thank you for bringing the smiles, the hearts, and the flowers. We have Kim G in the house. Hello, my dear. Kim G has two little ones. She has two little girls, so she's collecting all the info, and I'm learning with y'all. Thank you for bringing the sparkles and the roses. Uh-oh, Genesis says, y'all are laughing at me. My kettle just died. I'll be back. I'm off to Walmart. Oh, yeah, I have an electronic kettle too, but I shop online and I can even return online. So lazy. Oh, yes. Thank you so much. You all noticed? Okay, so I think I'll do this. I got to do better with the lipstick. But yeah, this is just my Walmart water poured into a champagne glass. Okay. So we talked about oral hygiene. No other comments. Nothing else needs to be said. Let's move on to number 18, ladies. Oh dear. Be aware of your body odor. Always carry deodorant with you. Now, here's the thing on this one, y'all. I'm almost embarrassed to comment on some of these. Again, this is just kind of a basic handbook from Woman of Elegance, but like I shared with you all yesterday, I do have a conviction as an older lady to teach. I don't have daughters and I don't have sisters, but you have to know your own body and you have to know your environment too. Y'all know I live in the South. Welcome to Atlanta. And, if you live in a climate that gets very hot, you have to be mindful of that, and I'll share with you all, there is a deodorant that I use in the summer months that is different and more effective than the deodorants that I use in the winter months. I'm not judging anybody. You know it works for you. You should not be able to smell yourself because others can. And then, there's just so much stuff on hygiene. You all see me washing my hands and everything in the kitchen. I like, to stay as clean as possible. But if you get lazy in that area, just know that it can affect how you feel about yourself and then, what you portray to others. So just be mindful of that. And there's nothing like soap and water. I love a good fragrance, but we just gotta keep it clean. Who do we have here? Living Out Loud, the podcast. Thank you for being here, my dear. She says, hello, Maggie in chat. Also a YouTuber, one of the elders in our community and living out her golden years on her terms. Please check out her channel. Who do we have here? We have Sandy. Thank you for coming back, Sandy. Good afternoon, chat. And Maggie, hello, my dear. Yes, you all like it. I'm trying. Maya says, yes, you do, Maggie. We are your sisters. Oh, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Yeah. Usually I say I don't have daughters, which is true. I'm a boy mom and I don't have sisters. I just have a brother, small nuclear family. But yes, I love sharing with you all. Living Out Loud says, oh my, this etiquette class is getting deep. You know what? I was really nervous to talk about this, but again, I'm just sharing with you all. What I'm going to do is share my personal journey and share the changes that I've made and the resources that I've used. There's so much other stuff out there. Please do what works for you. And again, if this is not your cup of tea, that's fine. But if you do any of the, signature courses or the in-depth classes, they're going to talk about, brushing teeth and your hair and, all of the other things. It's very important. Hello, Linda's here with the love notes. Hello, my dear. Thank you for being here. Chandra's coming in waving. Chandra, also part of the lead attorney community. She has a YouTube channel, fitness channel. So inspiring. She's also been on a health and wellness journey and looks incredible. And I work out with her most mornings. Sometimes I slack off. But thank you so much for being here. You all, please check out Chandra's channel. Hola, Miss Lucy. I inboxed you on Instagram. So please take a look. I'd love to connect with you if you want to do that panel you mentioned yesterday. What does Miss Lucy say? Hola, maestra. Scent is so important, especially when you think about getting stuck in an elevator or riding in public transportation. Yes, and I love a good fragrance, but there's nothing more off-putting than we've all been around people, men and women, who have put too much on. So you have to know what works for you. You also want to be mindful with fragrance, what fabrics you're going to be wearing. You want to be mindful the season of year. I think I read that somewhere. Maybe it's in here. Your heavier fragrances might do better in the winter months when you're wearing like a heavy overcoat or a scarf. Oh, excuse me. And then in the like summer months or spring months, you want to wear something that's a little bit lighter or more floral. Play around with it, but yes, especially when you're around other people. Now I know there are some people that are just like, I don't do fragrances at all. I'm allergic. There's nothing you can do to get around that, but have fun with it. But yes, be mindful. Living out loud. You like it when I call you elder in the community? Okay. Well, you know what? I accept it. You all, I've shared with you all, I am 47. I'll be half 100 coming up in 3 years, and I accept that. I want to grow old gracefully. I want to represent myself well. I want to represent you all well. But I think it's important that I should act my age, and we all should be age appropriate. I'm never going to say like 50 is the new 25. That's a whole other issue. But yeah, Mona likes to call me the fine auntie, and I accept that. I remember once when I went up on lead attorney's panel, and someone was in the comments and said, that's a fine granny there. And I was like, come on, y'all, I'm not a grandma. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but give me a couple more years. Oh my goodness. And for anyone hopping on, I decided to take it up a notch. I'm putting my Walmart water in my champagne glass. I know I have my lipstick on it, and I'm trying to hold it by the stem so I can practice. What are you all saying here? I'm checking the chat. You all are talking to each other. That's okay. You have the laughing emoji. I'll take the hearts. Thank you, Chandra. No problem at all. Oh my gosh, I love how you all are encouraging each other here. Victoria says, I don't want to grow up. Here's the thing. I will say this, even at 47, there's a part of me that feels like forever 13 on the inside. You all have seen me get silly. I'm just always going to be that way. But honestly, even though I am aging and life happens to all of us, I feel better, and I would say I look better now than I did when I was in my, 30s, and well, I am in my 40s, but you all know what I mean. For anybody new here, this is a cooking channel, and I've been maintaining an 80-pound weight loss with at least 20 more to go. So I'm chronicling all of the changes that I'm making in my life, and just sharing it with you all. So hopefully it's helpful. Thank you for being here. What does Sandy say? Your thing was learning where to place scent on the body. Oh, yes, there's so many different areas to put in. I've heard so many different schools of thought, but definitely, what do they say, the pulse points. Even when I come on live for you all, I put some behind my ears and here, my neck, and in the back, and in my wrists, just because I like to smell it. And I'm home alone. What does living out loud say? It sounds so much better than old woman. Yes. No, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say age is nothing but a number, but I'm a woman of a particular age, but I don't think I'm old. I still got a lot of life in me. Oh my gosh, I'm just scrolling through the chat. Victoria says you feel forever young at 45. Absolutely. Okay, Miss Lucy, I just got your message. Kim G. Kim G says, don't settle for Auntie. You are the one and only Miss Maggie, the substitute teacher. Auntie reminds me of non-elegant. Thank you for saying that. What does Linda say on Instagram? You all are babies. Come on. I'm having a blast being a YouTuber at 67 years young. This is great. Thank you. And Linda, let us know your channel and what we can find there so I can shout you out. I appreciate you all so much. Let's continue. Hello, Mona. I was just talking about you, the fine auntie. This is what Mona calls me. But you know what? Kim G says auntie reminds you of non-elegant. You all let me know because, I say I'm old, which means I don't know. When you use the term auntie, or when you hear the term auntie, does it have a good connotation or a bad connotation? And thank you for liking the live stream. Okay, ladies, let's continue on. Okay, number 19. Mind your alcohol intake. If you are feeling giddy, it's time to stop drinking. This is a big one, ladies. This is a big one. And unfortunately, we've seen what happens when girls go wild. Not only is it not elegant, it's just not attractive. I've shared with you all multiple times, I am a lightweight. I'm a one and done, and I can only eat with food. I can only drink with food. So what I've done is I make sure that if I am going to have something, I'll even tell the server to bring out the wine with food. If you saw here in the handbook, what does it say? If you are feeling giddy, it's time to stop drinking. You have to know your limitations. You never want to have any behavior that you regret the next day for a variety of reasons. So if you don't drink at all, that's fine. You all know I'm drinking sparkling water. But if you do drink, just know what you can handle and what you can't. Mind the company that you're in. If you're home alone, of course, do what you want to. But if you're around others, make sure that you're always safe, and then just stop when you start to feel it. Especially if you're in a social setting, that is not the time to push any limits. And like we talked about yesterday, oftentimes, if you're out for a work interview or out with family, in-laws, potential in-laws, people will watch how you handle your alcohol intake. And alcohol is expensive, believe me. I noticed that when I was out over the holidays. So just be very mindful of that, because an elegant woman maintains her control. Chandra says that needs to be number one. Watch the alcohol, ladies. Yeah, I'm sure we've all seen. Oh my goodness. What does Kim G say? My aunties are drunk single ladies. Just for fun is okay. Oh dear. Mm-mm. Yeah, I know I don't handle it. Well, Chandra says at 54, she's seasoned. I like that in the cooking space. Yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness. What else you all say? Sandy says, I love the title Auntie. You have the wisdom, but the coolness too. Is Maggie cool? Oh, thank you. I ain't never been cool, y'all. But thank you. I appreciate that. Well, perspective, maybe I'm relatively cool for other 47-year-olds, but I don't expect to be cool. But thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that, Sandy. What does Kim say? I love them, but don't call me auntie. I'll accept it. I will take it. What does Maya say? I only drink at home or when I'm with my husband. I don't trust people like that. That's another thing, you all, the safety. If you're out and about, make sure that you're not driving. I mean, some of these things, unfortunately, we do have to say them, but make sure that you're with people that you trust. Your spouse or a significant other is fine, family. But for me, I don't ever want to be. I have been drunk. I can't even say drunk. One time, years ago, a family member thought it would be funny to ask the waiter to put a double shot in the cocktail that I was drinking. And it was kind of like a practical joke on me. And I just remember like my head was spinning and, everybody got a good laugh at me. I didn't like it. And so, just again, be mindful where you are and who you're with and always stay safe. Yeah. Oh, what does Living Out Loud say? And please, if you're going to drink, make a plan not to drive. Yes, you all, there's no excuse now. There's Uber. Um, if you're out with someone, have a designated driver. Um, there's just so many other options. So yeah, please don't endanger anyone. All right. Yeah, I didn't think it was funny either. I won't reveal too much, but we're not family anymore. Yeah, not funny at all. Mm-mm. What does Mona say? I only drink when I'm out with my husband because he's the driver. Yeah, yeah. So, and there's nothing wrong with saying, I want to encourage ladies to, and I've learned this in etiquette class. If you don't drink, don't ever feel obligated. If you're at an event and people are toasting it up, you can absolutely ask for sparkling cider. Usually, wherever you go and they have alcohol on the menu, they also have mocktails. You can alternate, you can do every other drink. For me, I'm a one and done anyway, but alternate with water and eat some food. Don't put yourself in that predicament. All right, so let's continue. What else do we have on the basic etiquette here? All right, number 20. Do not be rude and arrive too late to events, but also never too early. Time it well. When meeting a man, it's best to arrive a little after he does to the event so you can make the entrance. Okay, here we go. Now it's getting deep. I don't give relationship advice, but I understand the point that she's making. But let's go to the first point. Whenever you are invited somewhere and they've stated a time, of course, there's a little mild considerations, but what does it say here? I just want to make sure that I comment. Don't be rude and arrive too late. Let's talk about that. Especially if you're going to a social function when you're going to be with other people. If you all have set a meeting time, do everything that you can to respect that meeting time. You all, I know I'm one of those people. I like to cram too much into a day and I don't plan for traffic or mishaps or I can't find my glasses or my keys. If you're running late, absolutely communicate with the host. I remember I tried to do an event with a group and I actually had symphony tickets, and you all know how important that is to me, for 4 people, including myself, and 3 of us showed up, and there was a seat next to me, and I remember texting, "Hey, we're inside," and oh yeah, I'm not going to make it. Needless to say, that person never got another invite. If you say you're going to be somewhere, by all means, make an effort to be there and on time, even if that means you have to arrive early. You all have seen when I go to my teas or different things, I'll arrive early and just kind of wait in the lobby. Yes, life happens, but please, let's do better. What does Mona say? Please turn down the drinks and don't feel pressure. Yeah, absolutely. Nobody says you have to drink alcohol. And there is no etiquette about if everybody's doing a toast that you can't toast unless it's alcohol. You absolutely can. What does Chandra say? I either have tonic water or seltzer water with lemon. Absolutely. Y'all look at my Walmart water. Shout out to the Walmart water. Uh-oh, here it comes. What does Maya say? If you're going to be late, please communicate. You all, there's really no excuse now. We've talked about this. Everybody has at least one mobile phone. It's just incredibly rude and it doesn't speak highly of you. Communicate, reach out, apologize profusely, but don't just show up and expect one, people to wait on you, and two, people to just be like, whatever. Communicate. What does Kimji say? Being punctual is so important. And what I've learned, you all, etiquette and elegance, it's not so much about the correct knife and fork. Okay, we are going to learn that. However, it's really about carrying yourself in a way that, one, you know the protocol for different environments and you do what's appropriate, but then also you make others feel at ease. So your behavior should never be off-putting to other people. At its core, that's what good etiquette is. So I should be able to blend into any environment and other people feel relaxed around me. Excuse me. Uh-oh. Leanne's chiming in. What does Leanne say? Excuse me. And there's always the one that you know will tell them an hour earlier what you plan to meet. Drives me nuts. Is it when you plan to meet? Oh, yes. Oh, you always know there's that one that you have to tell them to come early. Yeah, we know our people. I understand. The other thing that I wanted to call out, do you all see here? It says don't arrive too late, but also never arrive too early. So you all, like I just said, when I went to my New Year's Day tea, at the Waldorf Astoria. I arrived about 30 minutes late, and this tea was in the hotel restaurant. So I arrived because I didn't know, I had never been there before. I didn't know the parking situation. I didn't know any of that. And so I arrived about 30 minutes early, and I just sat in the lobby and took pictures for you all. I sat in the lobby. You all saw that I did the little walkthrough. It's better to kind of hang out earlier. If you're meeting for like a meal or something, you can, arrive earlier, just kind of be out of the way. But the point in not arriving too early, especially if someone is hosting, whether it's in their home or they're having a dinner party at a restaurant, you all know you're kind of putting those last finishing touches on like right at the event. So if it's supposed to be for 3 o'clock and you arrive at 2:30, stay out of their way. It's already nerve-wracking to try and have everything perfect. And so to have your guests arrive early like that is also not great etiquette. So I'll leave the other part about making an entrance. Of course, we all have heard the term fashionably late so people can see you, but that's not of interest to me. I just want to make sure that I'm not rude. All right. What does Miss Lucy say? Arriving too early might place additional stress on the host as they are preparing the environment for a specific time. Ding, 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 ding. Miss Lucy gets the gold star. Yeah, so be mindful of that. If you're going to, let's say, a Christmas party or whatever at somebody's home, if you have given yourself additional time and let's say traffic is incredible or you arrive early, there's nothing wrong with just kind of hanging out in your car. Or sometimes I'll take another lap around and park a little bit further away so they're not looking at me sitting outside of their window like, are we ready yet? Just keep in mind, and remember we talked about this yesterday, anytime you go to someone's home for the first time, always bring a gift. Modest but appropriate. Absolutely, Miss Lucy, I got you. All right, so we talked about that. Let's move on, ladies, to number 22. Ding, ding, ding. Always have some emergency money on you on your night out, both in cash and on your card. You never know what may happen. Oh dear, we're getting deep. But yes, especially as adults, right? None of us are minor children, and I'm hoping, or I believe, most of us are either employed or provided for. So whether or not you're going out alone, with girlfriends, with coworkers, in your relationship. Anything can happen. Now, I am guilty of not always having cash. I try from time to time to have, I don't know, a couple 20s or something. It's rare now. There was a time when dating myself, but there was a time that not everybody took card. So it was good to have some cash on you. And I do believe it's still good to have some cash on you. But I'm guilty of that. I'm just used to having either my card where I can tap or ask them, do you take Cash App or PayPal or Venmo? But you never want to be in a situation where you can't take care of yourself. So if someone is treating you, by all means, allow them, be gracious and appreciate it. But if you have to pay for parking, if, there's an emergency and you have to, I don't know, call an Uber, just make sure you have at least one card and some cash on you. That's good etiquette so you're not a burden on other people. What does Leanne say? Something's hilarious. Uh-oh. Miss Lucy says number 22 is so true. Yes, about having extra, having some emergency money. And again, this is not that you have to pay for everything. It's just to have some money on you. What does Kim G say? True. Cash. Oh, having money on you. You may not need it, but you never know. Good tip, Maggie. Oh, thank you. I'm just reading to you all. Again, this is from Woman of Elegance. .com. You can go to Vivian's website, sign up for her email list, and you will get this PDF. But I am going to be sharing this content with you all because it's what I have in my own personal catalog. I've been on this journey privately for a few years now for my own personal reasons. And yesterday we just talked about the dining etiquette, but you all gave me such good feedback. I think I'm going to be doing more of this. I'm going to start sharing with you all some of the tips, some of the programs that I've been doing. I want to do some reaction videos and just continue to have this space. Of course, I'm going to be cooking for you all the time. I'm cooking tomorrow, but I am trying to get the rest of this weight off, so this gives me a little bit of a break from the kitchen. What does Miss Lucy say? Number 22, especially if you're going to a special event and some parking spaces require only cash. I've seen that in Atlanta, and there's nothing worse. You pull up to like a parking garage or a parking lot, and there's cars lined up behind you, and you're in line, and they come to the window and they say cash only, and you're like, oh no. So yeah, try to make that a habit. All right. Leanne says, did I miss your comment? Oh, did I miss it on Facebook? Leanne, if you can post it here, I want to make sure that I include you all in the conversation. That's why we're doing this live. There is so much etiquette and elegance content online. Lucy has suggested others, and y'all, none of this is sponsored. This is all just me sharing what I've used. But I want to create this forum so we can improve together if that's something important to you. All right. Thank you all for liking the live stream. What does Sandy say? Especially when dating, always have some money. Don't assume the date is going well. And for your safety, it's mandatory. Ding, ding, ding. That's a good one. You all know I don't give dating or relationship advice. I was married for 10 years and now divorced, co-parenting, and in a relationship. But I just think as an adult, this is what I would teach the boys. And if I had daughters, the girls, just always have some money on your person. And Sandy brings up a great point. All right. What does Chandra say? My husband makes sure that I keep the emergency 50 on me. It's only for emergency. I've only had to use it twice in 16 years. I love that. And Chandra brings up a great point. This is not about, ooh, I saw this sale. It's about emergency money. And I can admit I need to do better in this area. When it comes to cash, I always have a card, but cash, it's like, oh no. What does Mona say? Yes, I've been loving these videos that give us great information we can apply to our lives as needed. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy this is helpful for you all. It just touches my heart. What does Chandra say? It used to be an emergency 20 and it made 50 a few years ago. I know, right? I was going to say a 20, but now it's like a couple 20s. All right, ladies, great. Thank you so much for all of the tips and all of the feedback. Let's continue on our basic etiquette. Number 21. Oh dear. Oh dear, Maggie. When you are dancing, try to be graceful in your candor. Aim to find yourself in environments where more refined dance styles are appreciated. Of course, the elegant woman isn't always prim and proper, but the elegant woman will not be found gyrating on the dance floor. Who does that? I don't know what she's talking about. So, how's everyone doing today? No, in all seriousness, you all have seen me get silly in the kitchen. It is my happy place, and I have my outbursts. And when the music comes on, drop the beat, I'm loose. However, you do need to be mindful when I get silly with you all. And yes, it's on a live stream, and the internet is forever. But if I were to go to a more formal event or even a restaurant, I've been to restaurants that have, like Latin restaurants that have live salsa or whatever, just be appropriate. That's not the place where you want to drop it like it's hot. I don't do that anyway. But again, if you're home in the privacy of your own house, do whatever you want to. But as you start to expand your surroundings and you go to more elevated places, the music will adjust. You all saw when I was at tea, there was a harp. You all saw when I went to the St. Regis for Christmas, there was a jazz band. And so, absolutely dance, have a great time. You don't have to be stiff, but just be mindful. But either way, you all know there are some dance moves that are appropriate and some that are not. So, just be mindful when you're in public. Oh, what does Victoria say? Especially here in Vegas, you need cash for tips. Okay, that's good to know. So, yes, if you all are going to be traveling, that's one area where I always forget and I have to be provided for. When I go to travel, I just get my bags packed and I'm ready to go. And then it's like, oh, you want to have something for the sky cab and just things like that. I don't think about it. So I'm glad other people do. But yes, try and have some cash on you. What I do is I remind now. What does Living Out Loud say? Watching me dance is a great time for comic relief. Uh-oh. Oh, we got some dance moves living out loud. Y'all have seen me dance. I am no professional, clearly. All right. So let's keep going. Number 23. An elegant woman should ensure all her friends and acquaintances have reached home after an evening out. So a lovely message goes a long way. This one is really sweet. I like this. I used to think this is just something that we did in the South, right? Let me know when you make it home. And I'm guilty of, just coming home and going to bed. But if someone is, reaching out, respond, let them know, or maybe be proactive and let them know in advance that you've made it home. And then likewise, if you're hosting a party, I do that whenever I'm hosting something at home, especially if people have traveled from a distance. I want to make sure they took the time to come all the way out to see me. I want to make sure that they make it home okay. So I love that one. So some basic etiquette. Let's continue. Again, this is the Woman of Elegance Handbook. You can get your own copy at womanofelegance.com. It is free. So I don't know what else you all have to say about basic etiquette. That was all that she had in the basic etiquette section. We are going to move on to the conversation etiquette, but I would love to know anything else, dare I ask, that you all have seen in society, some basic etiquette, home training, some stuff that maybe we've missed here. We talked a lot yesterday about dining etiquette and what to do and what not to do. But there's just so much, and I love this space. But yes, I'd love to know what you all think too. What does Miss Lucy say? 23 is the essence of being feminine, nurturing, and caring. Yeah, so we love on people that have made time to come spend it with us. And it does show that we care when we want to make sure that our loved ones, our guests, our family have made it back home safe. What does Living Out Loud say? I like that one also. I'll be sure to check on game night participants from now on. Absolutely, yeah. So if people come out, especially, like Living Out Loud has said, if you have like a recurring event at home, there's nothing wrong with checking in on people. All right. So, ladies, we will move on to the conversation etiquette. Oh my goodness, conversation is becoming a lost art. And this is one of the ones that I've shared with you all. I've had to do a lot of work in this area. I'm a boy mom. I talk really fast and I talk really loud, and it's just not becoming. And so, part of the work that I've done, and I've shared this with you all in my etiquette and elegance classes, I have to record myself and I have to see how do other people experience me in a conversation? Is it a gentle back and forth? Am I dominating the conversation? There's so much work that I've had to do in that area, and it's been a big part of personal development for me. But yes, let's see. Uh-oh. What does much better say? I like the old school dance card protocol. I always used to have my danced prearranged. Maybe I missed something. I missed the context, but thank you so much for that. All right, so let's move on to conversation etiquette. Number 24, do not dominate a conversation. Listen intently and maintain eye contact. Yes, 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 yes. All right, ladies. A conversation is a back and forth. It should flow. Everybody should be heard, and everybody should have a chance to speak. We have all been with that person, or maybe we are that person that just has so much they want to say. They just don't stop talking and they just keep going on and on and on. And it's just kind of like, for me, and I'm even an extrovert, it's draining. It's absolutely draining, and it's not elegant. One, I've had to realize that I need to slow down, I need to lower my volume. And the other thing I've learned, an elegant woman is not rushed. And so I've had to work a lot on not only my gestures, the way I move around, we talked about this, but also in my speech too. And then honestly, as you get older, I just start thinking about more about what I want to say and is it valuable. So listen to yourself, record yourself if you can. Also pay attention to the people that you're having a conversation with. That point about eye contact, if you find people are just starting to like, yeah, whatever, all of the body language, then you can think, oh my goodness. And you can even say some of the things that I say to remind myself and also be mindful of others, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, or I know that was a lot, let me pause here. You can have things in your back pocket to remind yourself. And it's okay if there is a pause. Sometimes just riding in the car with someone and you're not having a conversation, but it's just a nice feeling in the space, whether there's music or not, it can be beautiful. So you don't have to dominate the conversation. Oh, what does Miss Lucy say? As an introvert, watching those monopolize a conversation, quite amusing. Yeah, I know. We see it and you're like, you can pick it out. Okay, I know what we got here, the know-it-all. And I've had to work on this because I am a talker. Maybe I've just gotten old and tired, but the other thing in there about listening intently, and I will share this, there are ways, and you'll learn this in more of the advanced classes. Like if you're at a dinner party, absolutely, if you run into someone and you're having a conversation, but there are ways to elegantly excuse yourself, after 3, 5, 7 minutes, if you just feel like you can't take anymore, there are things you can do to basically graciously leave. You don't have to just sit there and suffer through it. So if you feel like this is not a good conversation, you will learn, or I have learned, some ways to elegantly excuse yourself. Oh my goodness, what does Kimji say? You have the perfect voice tone. Well, thank you so much, darling. I appreciate that. I have been told that I have a nice speaking voice long, long time ago, since college. So I appreciate that, and I'm trying to get to more of using my inside voice. So thank you so much for that. Kim G says I could sleep to your voice. It's so calming. I need to practice speaking softer. Yeah, I mean, you all, I get it. I'm a mom. I'm guilty of shouting, dinner's ready. Like, I don't like it either. But, and that's another thing I've learned. Like, you don't shout. You're actually supposed to get up and walk to that other room. I'll have to use my intercom. But yeah, I've had to practice it too. I've done a lot of work in this area. So thank you. When you all compliment me, I just realized, oh, it's actually working. Oh, who do we have? Much better is multitasking. Oh, it's okay. I was like, what was that? It happens, sweetheart. It's no problem. Oh, yes, yes. Sandy says, yeah, can you imagine if she ever tried ASMR? I've seen those videos, you all, but that's kind of creepy to me. But I don't know. We'll see. Is it like wholesome and family friendly? Because you know how I am. All it takes is one rumor. Lead attorney said something about feet, and I was like, I keep my body parts on only pans. You will not find Maggie on only fans. Good grief. Living Out Loud says you're considering a Toastmaster course. Absolutely. I participated in Toastmasters, oh God, 2, 3 jobs ago. Highly recommend it. So for anybody who doesn't know, Toastmaster is, if it's not free, mine might have been paid for by the company, but it is I won't say speech class, but it's a community, a club, an organization of people who want to enhance their public speaking skill. So you meet on a schedule, let's say it's once a week or twice a month or something like that. And they give you different topics and you get up in front of the group and you practice your speech and other people will, critique you. So all of the ums and yeah and stuttering and all of that. Public speaking is something that you need to practice. I believe I've gotten better at it because of the practice. One, working in corporate, but then also in graduate school. When I went for my MBA, we had weekly assignments, individual assignments, and then group assignments. And so I got used to presenting in front of a group. It was a class, but in front of other adults every week for 2 years. And so it's just kind of like, oh my gosh, I've made every mistake in the book. But yes, you all can look into Toastmaster and see if they have anything in your area. You can join. You might be able to visit for free, and they have different levels as your proficiency improves. Then you can get ribbons and things like that if it's important to you. Sandy says, yes, it's very family friendly. Some read books, some just talking about whatever interests you. That's interesting. So, Sandy, if you would inbox me like a link to a sample of something you think I'd be good at, because I've only heard of it, I've never seen it. But thank you. I'm open. What does Miss Lucy say? You can even participate in speaking contests. Yes, absolutely. For those of you all who want to expound, they absolutely have a forum for you to practice and get better. Uh-oh, I feel this too full. I knew I was going to do it. Walmart water. I learned from my etiquette coach, this should only be 3/4 full. Look at what I did. Bad Maggie. But you know how you get to the end and you want to pour it all? Greedy. All right, thank you, sweetheart. Let's keep going. All right. Number 25, avoid taboo and sensitive topics such as grown folk stuff, politics, money, and ill health. All right, you all. So I think this kind of goes without saying, but we're going to say it. There's a reason they say, we don't talk about religion or politics, especially in mixed company. Have your beliefs, do what works for you. And of course, if you're with your people or on your platform, say whatever you want to. But especially when meeting people for the first time, especially when you don't know people well, whether it's a work environment, whether it is, in-laws, family, family you would know, but potential family, dating, any of these things, you just want to try and keep it upbeat and pleasant. Definitely, there's a difference between sharing something personal and sharing something private. I have no problem sharing personal with you all, like what I'm doing now. I'm telling you how I've been working for a few years now to improve my etiquette and elegance. That's something that I've kind of kept personal to me because honestly, I didn't think anybody would care. But you don't share anything private. Another thing that I'm noticing, you all, social media, it can go down a rabbit hole, but if you're sick, if you have sores on your body, if you are on certain medications and they have certain side effects, I don't think that's good to talk about in mixed company or on a public forum. If you're not well, Godspeed your recovery, and, hopefully you get well. But I've been around certain people where it's just like if they're going through something, an ailment or whatever, they want to share it with you. Or worse yet, they want to take a picture of their bruised ankle. And when I'm scrolling through my feed, I see this black and blue ball like sticking out at me. I just don't think it's a good look, and it's not the best version of ourselves. Of course, again, at home or with your family, do whatever, but in conversation, I would keep those topics that could be off putting, I would keep them away. Oh my goodness, who do we have here? Thank you so much. Miss Lucy says, oh, she may have old books from Toastmasters. I may too, if anybody wants them. Who do we have here? Watching from the clouds and descending down to join us. Welcome, Brandon. Brandon Eljet is here. I thought about you. I almost did banana pancakes today, but I ordered some bananas and they're like not ripe yet, and I like them a little bit riper. So we will definitely do some banana pancakes for you. I got a new recipe I want to try, stovetop recipe. Yes, everybody's saying hello. Oh, you're never late, sir. You all can come to my class. We're going to take our time today. Just experimenting a little bit with some of this content. Yesterday, we talked about the dining etiquette, and I had so much fun with you all that we are reviewing the rest of the handbook. You can see we're on the conversation etiquette. So there's 2 other categories I wanted to go through. I've shared with you all I'm doing a lot of personal development, and so I'm just giving my personal experience of what I've done. Brandon, look what I got. I thought about you. I got the Walmart water pineapple coconut, and I'm trying to be more elegant. So I actually have a champagne glass that I put my Walmart water in. But doesn't it look fancy? Of course, the lipstick, not a good look, but I'm trying to practice. So yeah, I grabbed that for you, Brandon. But yeah, you all can come to my class late. You can leave early. You can multitask. Right, much better. You can watch without listening. You can listen without watching, whatever works for you. I'm just happy that you're here. And men are always welcome. This is going to be a space as we talk about my personal development. I definitely want you all to chime in. What do you like? What you don't like? What have you seen? Because I don't know it all. I'm still learning. Mona says, I love toast. That's so funny. I love toast too, but doesn't love me back. With butter and drizzled with honey. Stop. No, Mona says, I love Toastmasters. It's really helpful. Yeah, you all can take a look at it. And if you want, when I'm done, I'll find the link. But you can check and see if there's one in your area. If you struggle with public speaking or just conversation in general, it's not just speaking in front of others. Sometimes I remember we had exercises where they would pair you up with someone. And it just really helps to be mindful in a safe space about how you communicate. I've gotten a lot of compliments about my communication, but you all, I've had to work at it. And that's me being, vulnerable and sharing with you all. I have bumped my head and I've skinned my knee, but I'm committed to being the best version of myself. And so this is some of the stuff that I'm doing. What does Maya say? Lord, my Aunt Annie Mae used to always talk about her ailments. Don't get me started. Yes, you all. Grown folks conversations, politics, religion, and then your ailments. It's just not. Remember, the rule about etiquette and elegance is making others feel at ease. It is not about me being so prim and proper that I think I'm anything. You all know, small town girl, immigrant family, humble beginnings. But you want to make sure that people feel at ease around you. So when you're on your best behavior, it makes others feel better. So just think about that when it comes to talking about your ailments, your injuries. I know someone that does this, and every time I leave them, I feel drained. And it's not good. What does Miss Lucy say? Most of the time, a lot of that information is just too much to share with people you hardly know. Yes, it's cringy. It's just cringy. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, what does Kim G say? Agree, Maggie. I get sick hearing about wounds. Yes, y'all. And don't be posting that stuff on social media. I mean, just people don't need to know that you fell off your bike and all of this. I know someone that had a fall and as got bruised up, and as the bruise was healing, was posting the different color changes of the bruise. A lady. Let's continue. Yes, thank you all for liking the live stream. Brandon is here. Shout out to the Walmart water. Yes, I thought of you. Absolutely. So this is my sugar-free, calorie-free Walmart Clear American. You could put a splash of vodka in if you want to, but this is what I drink. I'm not a big soda drinker, but if you are, that could be an option for you, a substitute. Yeah, the pineapple coconut. Yesterday I had the black cherry. I have these in my fridge, so you can give this a try. Walmart. Mona's laughing. Uh-oh. Living Out Loud says Google, define contemporaneously. Doesn't that mean like when someone just overshares, like over speaks? Yeah, I think that's what it means. You all, let's carry on. What's next? All right, number 20. Oh, let's go down the list. That was 25. Number 26. Oh, you can tell she's English. And this is Vivian. For anyone who doesn't know, this is Vivian right here. This is the owner and founder of Woman of Elegance. So this is her handbook. And again, if you go to womanofelegance.com, you can get a free copy. If someone has a title, use it. I love it. You can tell she's English. Viscountess, Baron, or Sir. Here's the thing with that, you all. Y'all know I'm here in Atlanta. Ain't nobody here royal. But I always try to say sir or ma'am or miss or mister. That's just me being a Southern girl, and it just shows respect. But if someone does have a title, doctor or, of course, Mr. or Mrs., but, whatever their proper title is, I default to using their title. And only if they say, oh, no, 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 call me Larry or call me Jane, then I will. But I would never just be so familiar with someone that I'm just calling them by their first name and I've just met them. So, that's just me. That could be a little bit too much. And I know in different parts of the country, I see kids calling adults by their first name. In the South, and being African, that would never fly. So it's Mr. So-and-so, Miss So-and-so, or Auntie So-and-so, Uncle So-and-so, even if you're not related. It's just a sign of respect. So putting that out there, be mindful of titles. Oh, what does Sandy say? I use decorum when I post anything. I want to have a sense of mystery about people. Ooh, I think that one's coming up soon. Like in old Hollywood, you never knew everything about the stars. How about that? How about that? Yeah, like I said, you all, there's a difference between personal and private, and you will learn that. And I don't mind answering or sharing some personal stuff. To me, this is personal, my personal development and the struggles that I've made, in my etiquette journey and even my health and wellness journey and weight loss. Like, I'm not going to go off somewhere and come back 80 pounds lighter. And then you're like, what happened, Maggie? I just woke up like this. No, I'm going to share my struggles with you all, but we all should have things that are kept private, that it's not for public consumption. What does Kim G say? I'm with you, Maggie. There's no such thing as first names when my kids speak to adults. Hello. Yes, welcome to the South. You guys are cheering each other. Absolutely. Texas raised. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, y'all hear me do it all the time. And my terms of endearment. But yeah, absolutely. So let's carry on. All right. Oh, number 27. Okay, young people. If you meet someone in the past, even briefly, and you see them again, you must acknowledge them. All right, so I am not a fan of this ghosting culture. If for whatever reason the relationship is ending, whether it's a dating relationship or, a work relationship or business or anything, at least be gracious when you leave. Don't light a match and watch it burn. So if you have met someone's acquaintance, there's nothing wrong with just saying hello, please remind me your name, or I think we've met, or whatever. It just shows respect. there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think it's going to hurt anything just to say hello. But basically, what this one is saying, it's rude to see somebody that you know and just blatantly ignore them. And I know sometimes that's why people like cross to the other side of the street. Who do we have here? Peaches, thank you so much for being here, my dear. If you would like to see the screen share, you can find Maggie, the substitute teacher, on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. Mona says 100%. She is in agreement. All right, ladies, let's continue. All right, number 28. Do not overly reveal so much about yourself to new acquaintances. Give them time to find out more about you. Oh my gosh. This one, ding, 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 ding. Again, regardless of the environment, when you're meeting somebody new, save some. Hopefully, you'll meet them again. But even if you don't want them to away with, God, she just never shut up. Or like their head is spinning and it's just like, oh man, I didn't want to know all that. All I did is tell her the dress was nice. So yes, keep some things and then it gives you something to talk about for the next time. We all know that person that just can't wait to overshare. It's off-putting, it's tiresome, and it's not elegant. All right. So I tend to like to talk a lot and share, and I have to be mindful of that to pause and see how it's being received. All right, here come the men, and I want them to chime in here. What does Brandon say? Hello, sir. I agree, Maggie, and you are the first to know before I ask TLA. Please don't post any photos of me from the meetup online without my approval. I like to keep my digital footprint small. You heard it. And you know what? Brandon has said something very important here, especially in this age of social media. Because we're going to see a section in here about name dropping, but it is good etiquette to ask. Don't assume. And you all see me out and about, and I try to take, either pictures in public areas or when I'm out somewhere, I will try to find like a corner of the hotel where there's not a lot of people there, or maybe just the back of their head so you all can see the scenery. But if you're out with somebody, and you all will notice this when I go out, you'll notice you will see pictures of just the food. You won't see pictures of the people because it doesn't matter and it's rude. The internet is forever. So I've raised my hand to be here in front of you all and share my personal journey. But whether or not other people are taking these classes with me or making these changes with me, that's not my story to tell. So Brandon brings up a great point. And yes, you all chime in on what else you think is needed in this etiquette. Absolutely. So don't post pictures of people. And speaking of pictures, you really should ask first, may I take a picture with you or may I take your picture? There's so much about that, even like when you're in somebody's home. Um, Even when I go to the hotels, you all, I go up to the front desk and I ask, is it okay if I take pictures? Because I don't want to be walking around, like this. So it's just be mindful. But yes, Brandon Eljet wants to keep his digital footprint small. I know I was going to say something, but I won't say it. It was about the lamp that you asked me and how I got that information to you. All right, Mona says, I agree with that, Brandon. Yeah, absolutely. And Maya says, facts. Yeah, I've met Maya in person. Y'all will never know. I've met several of you all in person. I mean, if people don't want to be out there like that, respect their privacy. Absolutely. I've had dinner a couple times with the lead attorney. I mean, there's just like, I didn't do that. I wasn't like click, 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 click and post it. There's no need to share. All right. Good point, Brandon. Yes, thank you. Love having the men's comments as well. All right, so let's continue. What else do we have here in the conversation etiquette? All right, so let's go back up. That was number 28. Number 29. Ooh. Maintain your mystery. Do not reveal everything about yourself in one night. Avoid speaking about family issues or anything that may make you appear negative. If you do this, you may not be invited out again. Okay, ladies and gents. I feel like I'm beating the drum here, but You want to leave an event with people wanting to have more time with you, not thank God she's gone or he's gone. If you have an uncle that gets drunk and runs around the neighborhood without pants, who needs to know that? We all have things that are bothersome to us, whether it's people, whether it's a job, whether it's a kid, whether it's, I don't know, a relationship. There's just so much, but you don't want to come into a space talking about how horrible, your day was. You don't have to lie, but just say, hey, I've had better, and then move on. So just be mindful of that. Again, good etiquette is about making others feel at ease. And you all know when you've been around those people that all they do is complain. And then you just feel like literally heavier when they're gone. Like, oh my gosh, Calgon, take me away. Oh, you're so welcome, sir. Oh dear, what does Miss Lucy say? Dancing on the tables is definitely a no-no. I don't know where this happens. I have seen videos on the internet. Excuse me. Do we even have to say it? You wouldn't do that at home, or would you? You wouldn't do that in my home. I love dancing. You all know I love dancing, but there's so much that I could say about this. One, you want all of the attention. Two, you're doing the type of dance that's not, in my opinion, for public consumption. And it's just rude and disrespectful and low class. Oh, yes, Miss Lucy says energy vampires. Absolutely. Yeah. Let them take your good vibes. Maya says a wholesome dance. Yeah, I don't even know what that is. That's an oxymoron. Do those things even go together? My goodness. Ugh, no, we're trying to elevate. I mean, there's a time and a place for all of that, but it's just not in mixed company. Waldo's here. The gentlemen are coming in. Hello, Waldo. Good evening, sir. He says, good evening, Maggie. Thank you for the rose. Peace and love, everyone. You guys are laughing at each other. Rodney's here. The gentlemen are coming in. Hello, sir. Mindful behavior is good etiquette. Yes, absolutely. Just be aware of your surroundings. And, the way I look at it, the internet is forever. I mean, you all know that I'm a mother, but even if I weren't, I just think, if my mother or if my kids saw this, would they think highly of me? That's why I'm very intentional about my space always being, happy, wholesome, family friendly. There's so much else out there, and I'm well aware of what happens in other spaces, and I let other people do their thing. But like I always say, I want to represent myself well, and I want to represent you all well. All right, everybody's saying hello. Let's continue on with our conversation etiquette. What else do we have? Number 30. Do not name drop, as this is bad manners and can make you look socially insecure. Also, don't refer to famous people you know personally on a first name basis, as you run the risk of sounding arrogant. Uh-oh. So what did Brandon say? Don't be name dropping and taking my picture. It's true. I don't run in celebrity circles. I'm just like y'all. I'm a mom. I cook for the family. I clip coupons. But sometimes you run into circles with famous people. I actually have, believe it or not, the one and only Ludacris was in my home. Someone was looking for a kid friendly space to record a video. It's a whole thing, you all. And so my home was turned into like a video shoot a few times, and he was incredibly gracious. And I did get a picture with him at the end. I asked, but you would never hear me saying, oh yeah, me and Luda or me and whoever. No, that's not what you do. I mean, I think the work that we do should speak for ourselves. Our reputation precedes us. And, celebrities are are people too, even tomorrow. And again, a little plug for my cooking collab tomorrow. I'm cooking with a professional chef. I do have a poll up on my community tab, which salmon you want me to make. But if you guys didn't grow up together, don't act like you go way back, just show respect. And I like what she said about being socially insecure. I share with you all, immigrant family, small town girl, humble beginnings. I don't come from silver spoon. And, know who you are, stand on that. I want to get better for my own personal reasons, but I have no shame in saying, how I grew up. And so you don't ever need to feel pressure that you need to impress people. I like nice things. I want to work for it, but it's okay. You don't have to name drop, and it actually makes you look, like she said, insecure. I know. I'll have to find that picture and put it up on my community tab if you guys want to see it. He was very gracious. Oh, it's so funny when the boys, I'll see if I can pull it up here. When the boys saw him, they were like, "Is that the guy from Fast and Furious?" I was like, "Yeah, he kind of goes way back." But absolutely, I'll see if I can find it for you guys. It's so funny. Thank you. All right, let's continue. All right, what else do we have? Conversation etiquette. Let's continue on. All right, number 31. Don't be overly gushy when paying compliments. Be measured yet genuine. Avoid comments such as "you look so well," "slim," as this can be construed negatively. Oh my goodness. Shout out to the African aunties and their compliments and their criticisms. You all know we have that person. "Oh, you slimmed down. You're not nearly as big as you used to be," or whatever compliment happens. Just if you want to compliment someone, you can tell them that they look nice. If they want to share more, let them share more. Believe me, from someone who struggled with weight, I know. I know I have a weight problem. I accept that. You don't have to remind me. It's incredibly rude. And this is not a body positivity thing at all. Look, I take full accountability. I want to get better. But you also don't have to pour on, "Oh my goodness, that coat is so incredible. I mean, like, where did you get?" Like, just offer the compliment and leave it at that. Waldo says 100. Uh-oh. Mona is cringing. Yes, you all, we know. Just maintain a little bit of social distance, offer the compliment, and then find something else to talk about. Uh-oh. What does Waldo say? Always keep compliments short and respectful. Thank you, sir. All right, let's continue. All right, number 32. Always introduce your guests. If you forget a person's name, ask and don't guess, as this can cause embarrassment. Introduce married couples individually, not as a pair. Do not say "pleased to meet you." Always say "hello" or "how do you do." Now, again, Vivian is in the UK, so she's going to have, different language than we have. But we know we have scholars all over the world. But yes, that's a big thing as far as names. And you all, you're not the only one. If you struggle with names, sometimes I struggle with names, but I just got over myself. I will ask somebody, "Please remind me your name." There's nothing wrong with that. People love saying their name or repeating their name. If you're a little bit nervous, especially if someone has a name that's a little different, then what I'll say is, "Please remind me how to pronounce your name." So that way I'm kind of announcing or admitting that I forgot their name without admitting that I forgot their name. But of course, if you're at a dinner party or a corporate event, you see somebody when you come in and then you see them later at the bar, "Oh, please remind me of your name." There's nothing wrong with that. But you don't want to guess. You don't want to call them the wrong name. If you don't know, just say you don't know. It's okay. You don't have to be perfect. The other stuff about introducing couples as Bob and Jane, Jenkins or whatever. I haven't heard that, but that's totally fine. And this one about "pleased to meet you," we could go down the rabbit hole, but just greet people. But I do like what she said about introducing your guests. If you are hosting, It is your job to make sure your guests, whether you're hosting at a restaurant or whether you're hosting at home, to make sure that your guests feel welcome. And it's your job to introduce them to the group, maybe even sit them next to someone that they may have something in common with, whether it's hobbies or anything that they can talk about. Okay, so don't invite people and then just leave them to figure it out. Be a good host or hostess. What does Rodney say? Backhanded compliments are mean spirited. Yeah, y'all, we've all experienced that, Mona. Yeah, I mean, you can tell if somebody's not having a great hair day. You don't have to say it. Just be gracious. It just it doesn't help, right? I mean, you can win the battle or you can win the war. Okay, so you got a little dig on me. I got a breakout, right? Okay, so thank you for telling me something I already knew. Now, of course, if you want to give someone, I do this all the time in private, oh, your tag is sticking up or your dress is hiked up or whatever, just tell them privately. What does Miss Lucy say? Sometimes too much complimenting is just extra. Yeah, you don't want to seem like you just ain't never been anywhere, right? So compliment. Um, but yeah, if someone comes to your house and they're like, I've had this happen to me. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Did you buy this? How much did you pay for it? It just doesn't represent you well. Just say your home is lovely. That's it. Oh my goodness, what does Rodney say? Excuse me, remembering names is very important, yes, challenging. Word association helps. Excuse me, I've heard of that. Sometimes you can remember the first letter of someone's name, like M for Maggie, and meals. I don't know, something that makes you think of me. But yes, whatever works for you all. But again, if you forget, you can just ask. What does Mona say? I really dislike referring to someone who's married as so and so's wife or husband. They have a name. There you go, Mona. I'll never forget. And I think this comes to like kids too. What do you all think? Now, of course, if you're at a soccer game and it's like, okay, that's Marcus's mom, but I will never forget one weekend. The boys were at their dad years ago, and I was out shopping by myself, probably at the dollar store, and I heard a little girl, "Hi, Marcus's mom." And I thought to myself, I was Margaret Brown for 32 years before he came around. I have a name, but I get it. When you're around kids, they associate you as so and so's mom or whatever. But I agree. If you're in an adult setting, with others, try to remember people as individuals. They know if they're coupled up. Oh, I love this, you all. Waldo says facts. There's a fine line between complimenting someone and being cringy. Mona says, you're Mackenzie's mom. I know. Trust me, I still get it. That's Alex's mom. That's Marcus's mom. Well, yes, that's true too. But that's okay. The boys are in high school and spending more and more time with their dad. So you all are going to get more of Maggie. All right, let us continue. Let's see, was there anything else? And there's a beautiful Vivian. Again, she is the owner and founder of Woman of Elegance. So this is her handbook. You can go to womanofelegance.com and get your free copy. All right. So that was everything when it came to conversation. Let's talk about fabrics. I didn't even know, but there's so much in dress when it comes to etiquette and elegance. So why not? Number 33, silk, satin, wool, cashmere, linen, and cotton are very elegant fragrance fabrics. You can see what's on my mind. What are we saying here? And again, you all, I wear Old Navy. This is just like a little stretchy knit dress. I like the cowl neck because I like a little bit of skin. This is all that I'm comfortable with, but I like this kind of neckline, and it's 3/4 sleeve. It's soft and warm. You don't have to spend a lot of money to be elegant. If you are updating your wardrobe, what I have learned, and I am by no means a fashionista, but more natural fibers and more natural colors are more elegant than artificial. And that applies to a lot of things. So when you see silk and cotton and linen, anything that kind of comes from the earth, is perceived to be more refined, more elegant than something that's, very, very, plasticky and polyester. The other thing I've learned is also with colors. So when it comes to, clothes, when it comes to nails, when it comes to hair, makeup, when you start to see more of the loud, bright, like think fluorescent colors, highlighter yellow, if you love it, God bless you. Do what you like. But you will notice, you all have probably noticed when you go into more like upscale, if you think of the Waldorf Astoria, it was very neutrals, right? Very calming, very like whites and browns. And, shout out to the Africans, y'all know I'm African. You have seen Nana come through with the regalia, and I love the kente cloth, and it makes sense, especially when we're around our people. But if you are going to a space, especially for the first time, there's nothing wrong with color. I'm wearing blue today, but if you have a color like I'm looking at this water bottle that I have here, this Yeti. It doesn't show up well here, but this is like more of a mint green. I used to be the type that would put that like on my nails. I don't do that anymore. There are certain colors that are more refined than others. So, if at all fails, try and go as natural as you can. If etiquette and elegance is important to you in your color choices, I would offer even in your makeup choices. If you wear makeup, I don't wear makeup, I do have lipstick on, but in your makeup choices and fabrics too. Miss Lucy says dressing in solids is generally more elegant than prints. Oh, there's a whole module on that. Yeah, look, you can wear prints. It's just how you wear them, and overdoing it can be really loud. There's nothing wrong with making a statement, but we have seen the people that it's kind of like, okay, you just look like you got out of the clown car. Maybe you're a fashionista, maybe I'm boring, but just be mindful with prints. Maybe less is more. Yes, Mona is agreeing. I have a few prints, and I love prints, but I have to be careful now too. Like since I'm doing my channel, not everything that I wear shows up really well on camera. Sometimes the stripes or like the houndstooth or whatever can just look kind of psychedelic, and I don't want to give you all a headache. So I have to be mindful of that. But yes, usual solid colors, especially for me, close to my face because I do this. So you could have like a pop of color or a print, maybe on a scarf or something else, but just be mindful. You prefer staples and neutrals, plus you can wear them more often. This is what I'm learning. What does Living Out Loud say? How old is too old for animal prints? Meow. You know what's funny? I don't think there is an age for animal prints. There's two different schools of thought on this. I have come around to, what is it called? Is it jaguar? The animal print that is, oh, I left it in the car. Um, it's like a leopard print. That's what it is. I can do it in very, very small doses. I don't like animal print everything some people do. So I have a black bag that just the strap is a leopard print. I get a lot of compliments on that. So it's a black leather bag, but the strap is leather print. And then you all saw, if you saw one of my shorts last year, I went to Rothy's and got some ballet flats, and the ballet flats are animal print, and I would wear them with solid. So I will do it in small doses. That's just me. But animal print can be elegant if done tastefully. I've learned all this, you all. I didn't know. Some people love animal print. Waldo says, knowing the venue and the crowd is important. You dress accordingly. For example, a business meeting versus a gala at the Ritz. Look at Waldo. Waldo coming through, letting us know. I love the top hat, sir, and the tie and the coat. Look at that. Yeah, I mean, and this has been an area of struggle for me because I was one of those people. I used to just dress for comfort. If it was stretchy and clean, that was good. And so now, I try to put on something that goes from, like I always say, from carpool to kitchen. Now I have a dress on. It's kind of like a sweater dress, but still you could dress it up. Put my pearls on, have boots on. You could do heels with it, but you all know, do what works for you. But yes, be mindful. And if you are going to err, it's probably better to err on the side of slightly dressed up than underdressed. Um, You don't have to go all out, but you definitely don't want to feel out of place if this is important to you. I know some people that go shopping in their pajamas. I'll never do it, but have at it. Oh, what does Miss Lucy say? Yeah, absolutely. As long as it's not head to toe, I think it's okay. Maybe a scarf, a jacket, just one piece, rather than looking like Catwoman. I love it. Exactly. So that is actually what you will learn if you do like these fashion modules. And y'all know I'm not a fashionista, but if you are going to put your toe in the water with prints, with colors, with anything like that, they would recommend that you start with like an accent piece, a scarf, a purse, a slipper, something that has a little pop of print or pop of color just to show that flair. There's nothing wrong with that. But like Miss Lucy says, without being dressed head to toe, can you imagine head to toe jaguar or animal print? Oh, cheetah print, Catwoman. I just had a visual. Uh-oh, Mona said it. I wasn't gonna say it, but Mona said it. The PJs and bonnets in public. Never, not ever. I can't even imagine. I don't even know how we got here, you all. How do you leave the house like that? I don't know. I have so much to say, but I won't. Yeah, let's carry on. Well, I will say this, and I had to learn this. One of the things that I've done in my journey is I actually hired a stylist. And because I wasn't good at it, I've had to do a lot of work in this area. And what I've learned, there are some people that believe that whenever you leave the house, my stylist actually told me every time you leave the house, somebody is seeing you for the first time. And I had to really sit with that. And I was like, in my mind, oh, I'm not going anywhere but to pump gas, or I'm just running here. And of course, if I knew I was going into kids' school or whatever, but I would just throw on some baggy sweats or, a boxy t-shirt. And I thought about that when she said that. What if somebody's meeting me for the first time? We've all had that happen, maybe, or maybe it's just me, where you're out and about and you don't expect to run into anyone. And then you're like, oh my goodness, they saw me looking like that. And in your head, you're like, I don't look like this all the time. No. But you never get a second chance at a first impression. So I have worked hard on having like what we call that capsule wardrobe. And so when I try on clothes, when I worked with my stylist, you all took everything out of my closet. It was a mess, everything out. She made me try everything on, every shoe, every outfit, dress, top, bottom. And you had to be able to wear it multiple ways to keep it. And then also, it had to fit you, like the cut had to fit your body. And we all know where our body is great and not great. But it's helped me to build a wardrobe. If I put something on and I look in the mirror and I wouldn't be okay with one of you all seeing me out and about looking that way, I donate it. I've had at least 7 trash bags full of clothes because we just buy stuff and it's like, well, we women just buy stuff and it's like, oh, that looks great. But if it doesn't match your lifestyle, it's really a waste. You all see me wear the boots all the time. So that's why investment pieces that you can get a lot of wear out of tend to make more sense. That's why sometimes men only have like a couple pair of shoes, right? Unless you have a sneaker collection. Uh-oh, a word. What did I miss? Miss Lucy is saying so true. Sometimes I'm on delay, you all. Waldo is giving us the strong arms. He's saying yes. Oh, as far as looking presentable. Yeah, absolutely. Um, Maya says, my mom used to say, always look presentable and keep the house clean. You never know. You never know if Denzel comes by. My dad says that, and he was here today. My parents, God bless them, they're retired. Sometimes my dad forgets his passwords and forgets how to do things on his cell phone, so I'm tech support. And if I heard it once, I heard it 100 times, Maggie. Always keep your front room or your living room visitor ready because you just never know. Now, am I perfect? No. we all have a closet or a drawer or somewhere where it's like, don't look in the garage. But, if you all were to come in my house, it's always at least presentable. I can offer you a glass of something to drink. If you need to use the facilities, I'm not like, oh my gosh, now the boys' bathroom, you won't go there. But you all know what I mean. So, yes, absolutely keep the home presentable, keep yourself presentable. And a little bit goes a long way. Yeah. Ooh, what does Mona say? Yes, show up correctly and decent the first time, the first time, the first time. You only get one first time. You only get one first time. And if I look like this and I go out and I don't run into anybody, it's fine. But if I go out looking like Who Shot John and then I run into one of y'all would talk about me so bad. I'm no fool. I know how it goes. So, yeah. And so as you build your capsule wardrobe, you can see this is a sweater dress and it's got like a little waist, tie belt. You'll start to find things and you'll start to put things in I've had to learn to take the time to find things that flatter me, that fit well, and that I'm comfortable in, that I can wear all day. So trust me, I've had to do a lot of work in this area. I had an auntie tell me, Maggie, you dress for comfort and not fashion. A potential suitor, a potential employer. Oh my goodness, yeah. I shudder at the thought. Waldo is laughing. Now Maya says, now Denzel hasn't come by yet, but I know he's coming. Drink to that. Oh my goodness. What does Living Out Loud say? As a teacher, I would always run into a student or their parents when out and about. So we learned as education students to always be mindful how we look and the company we keep when we're out. So well said, you all. And this is something that, those of us that are proud Gen Xers or older, we didn't have social media growing up. So, not that I want to go out and act a monkey, but I'm very mindful when talking to the kids. Like, you just never know. And there's cameras everywhere. This is just the world that we live in. So you have to be mindful. You never know who you're going to run into. Hi, Soul Sartorialist. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to see the screen share, we are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Find Maggie the Substitute Teacher. Rodney says he wants to see Maya's vision board, and there's probably a picture of Denzel on it. So let me know when he comes by. I'll bring my tea. I'll serve everybody tea. How about that? That is so funny. All right, let's continue, class. What else do we want to talk about with the fabrics? All right, so we talked about natural fabrics. Okay, so 34 goes in line with that. We've talked about avoiding viscose, polyester, latex, and faux leather. I shudder at that one. You all were with me when I tried on those pleather pants. I thought they looked good, but here's the deal. Natural wears better. It looks better over time. How many of us, and I'm not buy what you want to, but a lot of times when you buy things that aren't the best quality, they may look good in the store. You may wash them one time and then they fall apart and look raggedy and then you've wasted your money. I've learned that the hard way. I love a clearance rack. And sometimes you can get really good deals, but in some other courses that I've taken, really learning how to assess whether it's the threads or the buttons or the stitching or the material, is it going to last? There's nothing like making a good purchase, even if it's not a lot of money and you can wear it year after year. So that one about like unnatural, what's it opposite of natural? Like the man-made, materials, not only, you know, may not be the best quality, they may not last over time, and it just doesn't help looking refined. Now, of course, there's some like spandex and viscose and stretchy stuff that you'll wear for working out or lounging around the house, and there's some really good technology has come a long way with some materials, but you can tell when you put something on, if it looks really plasticky, it's not a good look. Oh, artificial. Thank you, Rodney. Yeah, absolutely. And etiquette and elegance, It's really simplicity at the end of the day. Of course, you want to be refined and you want to look nice, but I don't want to look like it took me all day to get together. I don't feel comfortable that way. I'm a mom at the end of the day. I need to be able to roll up my sleeves, put on that apron, and make a meal, right? Synthetic. Rodney is helping me out with the vocabulary. Thank you, Toastmaster. Absolutely. All right. What else do we have, class? Number 35. Research where you are going and the climate of the room you will be in, as well as outside, to help you determine what you are wearing. Oh my goodness, you all. This one goes in line with what we said yesterday about there's really no excuse anymore. When you're going to a restaurant, you can look at the menu in advance. You can call ahead and see if they have parking, if it's free or paid. But this one right here about knowing where you're going to be. I live in the South. I will never forget. Like when I was married, I never had an outdoor wedding. I don't understand that. These summer weddings outside, but if that's what you want to do, absolutely, it's your day. However, if you're going to be a guest, just make sure that you dress appropriately. We talked about that for the occasion and the environment. I've been to several Atlanta summer weddings outside, and you are melting. So if there's a dress that you want to wear, and maybe it's a little bit of that like shiny, shimmery material that doesn't breathe too well, there's nothing worse than like being uncomfortable and looking uncomfortable. So know which fabrics breathe better. That's another thing about the natural fabrics, those natural fibers, the wool, the cotton, the linen. They allow the skin to breathe. If you're going to wear some of those other materials, maybe not do it on the hottest of days. And these shoes that they're wearing that are kind of like plasticky shoes, just, again, I am not the fashion police and I'm not the food police, but it can end up being a bad look. Oh, Waldo says effortless beauty is the best. Ah, wonderful. Yes. So, ladies, you hear it from the guys. They wanted to, of course, put effort into your appearance, but don't make it look like you spent all day beating your face. I don't live the runway life. Maybe you do, but that just doesn't work for me. What does Mona say? Most fast fashion is not good quality clothing. It's just cute and trendy. Yeah, I mean, you all know the shops in the mall. I'm not going to name them out because I don't want anybody coming after me. This is just what I've learned on my own personal journey. But you all know those stores. You pass by them in the shops, and the mannequin is in the window wearing something that is like so thin that you could probably see through it. You know, I'm not a big environmentalist, but even people who are passionate about the environment, they're very, clothing is a big part of it because if you buy something that you just wear once and then it's gone, you know, what it took to make that is just not the most sustainable. So I have bought secondhand, but of course we like new things. And then if I don't wear something anymore, I do donate it because it could help someone. But just be mindful. Plus, you don't want to save, you don't want to waste your money. What does Miss Lucy say? Think classy and timeless rather than trendy. Indeed, absolutely. Rodney says, "Oh my, they call it Hotlanta for a reason." Yeah, you all, we just have the humidity in the South. It's different from the dry heat. For those of you all that are out west and that have that oven kind of heat, I've felt that where it's like the sun is just beaming down on you, but it's dry. I remember several a summer camp in Valdosta, like literally you walk outside and you can just, and you have moisture just like beating up on you. So yeah, thank goodness for the air conditioning. All right, so let's continue with our fabric etiquette. All right, number 36. Do not wear patterns, do not wear any patterns that clash, as this can create pattern overkill. If your style is a little quirkier, ensure that this is represented in one way only. For example, a colorful shirt. Yeah, we talked about this with the animal prints. If you want to express yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. Some people do that with their, frame. Sometimes you may have patterns or quirky colors with your glasses. Like she said, maybe a blouse, maybe a scarf, maybe a statement necklace or earrings. You all know I'm pretty much in uniform all the time. But the key is that you don't want it from head to toe. Like Miss Lucy said, don't be Catwoman. Don't jump out looking like you just got out of a clown car. Start small, especially if you're going to be in mixed company or with people that don't know. Now, if you're a fashionista and you're going to, I don't know, a carnival or something, wear the feathers, wear all of that stuff, but just be mindful of your environment. All right, let's continue. Number 37, avoid cheap fabrics altogether. If it is ill-fitting, then avoid it. You must ensure that your clothes do not stick to your body. Invest in high quality fabrics. All right, so you can see here, you know, of course, different people are at different points in their journey. You all know I'll wear an $8 Old Navy dress all day, every day. So you don't have to spend a lot of money, but try to find good pieces that do fit to your body. I've learned that too. Everybody can't wear everything. So my own personal experience, you all know that I carry my weight up top. And so I have to be very mindful. Sometimes when I look in a catalog or if I look somewhere that has the type of neckline that's a little bit lower, I have to be very mindful. It may look great on the model or the mannequin, but because I'm top heavy, I don't want to show, cleavage like that. So I have to get necklines that are more modest because something that's like a basic scoop neck for me will look like I'm spilling out. So that's just me. So you have to really know your body. You have to know what you can wear. But I can wear, I'm slimmer in the bottom, in the legs. I can wear leggings all day. If you're thicker in the bottom or have a bigger bum, you may have to wear something that probably should wear something that covers it up, just like I have to wear something that covers me up here. So just know how clothes fit your body. Everybody can't wear everything. And again, I'm not a fashionista, but I have to make sure that I find things that create a waist because my midsection is a problem area for me. So you can hire a professional. There are so many different free resources for dressing for your body type. There was a whole module in the etiquette and elegance classes for your body type, whether you are apple shaped like me, hourglass, lucky you, rectangle shape, oval shape, triangle, inverted triangle. There's a whole science to it, but just know what works for you. And then when you find something that works for you, that's where you can start building your capsule wardrobe so you're always presentable. What does Waldo say? Waldo has an idea. He's bringing a light bulb. What if you started an organization called Maggie's Closet to help job seekers get professional work attire? Then many businesses and individuals can help donate to the cause. Oh my goodness, Maggie's Closet. What a great idea. There are several places that do that. I know they have like interview suits, for people who are coming out of second chance programs. I do donate, like I've had blazers and whatever. I even stopped wearing that just for me personally. Blazers and anything kind of boxy and masculine aren't as attractive on me. So I try to wear more dresses, something a little bit softer as part of my transformation. I love the idea, Waldo. I'm just thinking about the logistics, but inbox me. We can talk about it online. I am giving away a lot of clothes, especially as I slim down, because I want to give them away and I want to get them out of my closet because I don't want to think, oh yeah, I'll hold that just in case I put the weight back on. I will not. Um, but yeah, I have seen different, some churches and some philanthropic organizations, even like My alma mater, you all know that I am a Spelman graduate, and Spelman actually has that for sisters, young ladies who are coming out of college and may need a suit for an interview. So, Waldo, inbox me and let me know what your thoughts are about that, because whether or not it's Maggie's Closet, I can definitely promote different organizations that are near and dear to my heart that can give clothes. Yes, absolutely. Look at Waldo. I love that. I love that you all. I love the generosity in our community. I think we do have the solutions here. Absolutely. Thank you, Waldo. All right, you all. Let's continue. Number 38. Wear fabrics that don't wrinkle easily if you will be moving about frequently. Always iron your clothes before wearing them. All right. I'm guilty of this one, but I did invest in a steamer. So, 2 points in this one I've had to learn. So, when you are shopping and you're being mindful for fabrics, I know this can be a lot, you all, and that's why I've kind of kept a lot of this to myself because I don't ever want anybody to feel like you have to do this. But there are some considerations that I just didn't even think about. For example, when you are shopping and or even if you're getting something out of your closet, be mindful of what you're going to be doing with the fabrics. Likewise, I had some linen dresses that were like not like knee length dresses. However, if I'm going somewhere where I'm going to be sitting a lot, then in the midsection area, linen will wrinkle easily. And so it wasn't a good look when I go to stand up. And then I've learned, because my midsection is my problem area, I don't want to wear anything that draws attention to that area. So sitting down, you naturally have these creases here. So I would wear linen if I were going to be standing outside for that hot Atlanta wedding or a garden party or something like that. So just be mindful of what you're going to be doing. There are some fabrics that wear better than others. And then the ironing. I used to be guilty again. If it was clean and comfortable, I would just put it on. But if you can iron, iron. Maybe I should do a class on that on the other channel. But I have invested in multiple steamers. There are some handheld steamers that you put water in and then they steam the wrinkle out of your clothes. I have one from Chi, the hair presser. I don't use their hair products, but they have one that it's like a little capsule. You hang your clothes in it and you zip all around it and it steams from the inside. You just want to make sure that you're polished and put together. Again, if you're home, do what you want to. However, you can get good quality steamers without spending a lot of money, and that's a way to get wrinkles out. But there's nothing like a pressed, starched, like dress shirt or something. So sometimes I do have to just break out the iron. All right, you all, let's continue with the fabrics. All right, number 39. If you are wearing a light unlined fabric, make sure you wear an underslip. Okay, ladies. Oh, goodness. Our moms used to teach us this, but just in case you don't know, please invest in undergarments that are your skin tone. And for someone like me who's darker skin, I have to look a little bit harder to find like a brown brassiere and under things, because if you don't, make sure if you're wearing anything that's light or see-through, I've made this mistake, make sure that you have a slip on so people don't see all of your business. But yes, you should have, if you are nude color skin, then there's so much out there, but there is more of a variety now. And if you can't find, your skin tone, sometimes it works for me if I find like navy blue or black undergarments. If I'm wearing something lighter color, it doesn't show up as much. So just be mindful of that. It's a whole thing when you're dressing. It's kind of like, why can't I just throw on what I want to, But yeah, be mindful of that. All right, let's continue. Number 40. Ensure there are no bubbles on your clothing and that the fabric is not frayed in any way. Ensure that your hems are intact and use a lint roller. So this is just about checking to make sure you look nice before you go out. I'm embarrassed to say, but I used to have clothes that would have like a little tear or a little hole in them. And I thought, oh, as long as it's clean, it doesn't matter. And then I was told that is not acceptable. So when I see something starting to fray, it's got to go away. And I didn't mean for that to rhyme. But yes, if you have pets or if you have anything fuzzy around you, invest in a lint roller, especially if you're wearing black. I have seen people come into the office with just stains and, dog hair and just all of that. Just be mindful. It's just not a good look. Oh, living out loud says define slip for the youngins. So when we used to wear dresses, we would have like a very thin fabric, um, like imagine a camisole with a skirt. So a very thin fabric that you would wear your bra and your, panties, and then you would put a slip on, kind of that first layer after your bra and panties, and then you would put your dress over it. And it actually helps, for your clothes to just kind of skim your body and not get caught up in anything. Those of us who have a little bit more to love, but it just helps everything wear better and it keeps people from seeing through your clothes. Mona says bars. What did I? I'm dropping bars. Oh my goodness. And a fabric shaver too. Yeah. So if you have a sweater that has, you all know you've seen the material that can get those little like bunnies on them, just be mindful of that. And you can get a fabric shaver. All right. Who's at the front door? I think it's just a delivery. Let me make sure you all know I'm here. Oh, yeah. Okay. UPS. Okay. Y'all know I'm always shopping online. Waldo's laughing. All right, you all. All right, so let's finish out. I know we're at 2 hours, so the last section, there's just three more. What to wear and what not to wear. So again, I just wanted to finish out this Woman of Elegance handbook with you all. It's free on her website. We had so much fun with the dining portion yesterday. I just thought I would share the rest of it with you all. We're going to get back into the kitchen tomorrow. I have a collaboration at 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm so excited. It will be my first time streaming on my platform and the chef's platform. So please go to my community tab and vote on which salmon you would want me to make. Oh boy. Who do we have here? You all know him and you love him. Our class clown, Wilbert, also known as Petty Murphy, Petty Tendergrass. Wilbert says a slip is when the custard explodes on the floor when I'm cooking it. I can't. I just try. I try. Wilbert, Maggie rolls into the custard and you fall down. That's a slip. Thank you, Wilbert, for coming through as always. Brandon has woken up when he heard Denzel is at the door. So that was the comment about always keeping your home and yourself presentable because you never know when Denzel is coming. He's never come here, but let's carry on and close out. Why don't we, class? The last three. Number 41, what to wear, what not to wear. Never wear anything too revealing or vulgar. And we've talked about you all. Sometimes it's kind of like, do we have to say it? But yes, we have to say it. If etiquette and elegance are important to you, the whole point of having etiquette is knowing what's appropriate. The whole point of being elegant is making sure others feel at ease around you. So, how we carry ourselves should make others feel comfortable. Now, if you don't care about that, then you're not watching this video, and that's totally fine. However, if you do want to be more refined and more appropriate, it's not about, ooh, I like it, or I want to wear it, or I just think it looks good. If it makes other people feel uncomfortable, then you're not leaving the best impression. So anything vulgar, if you have shirts or bags or keychains or anything that has bad language on it or vulgar images on it, it's not elegant. It's just not. If you wear anything that's too revealing, we talked about that in a previous part of this handbook. An elegant woman has some mystery about her. You don't know everything. You shouldn't know everything. There are some things that are for your eyes only, whoever your is. So just be mindful of that. I've always been kind of modest because, I didn't really think I was that attractive anyway. But if you've got it, God bless you, but there are ways to enhance your assets without revealing too much. So, yeah, just be mindful about that. What does Brandon say? You made my drive from job number one to job number two very informative. I'm so happy. I'm so glad you all like this. And again, I do have another channel, Teachable Moments with Maggie, where this type of content is going to live. I'm starting to build that out. I'll be streaming over there. The Maggie, the substitute teacher, will stay the cooking channel because I love to eat clearly. But I just figured for anyone who is interested, I'm going to be sharing my own personal journey. I'm going to be sharing with you all the resources that I have used, the mistakes that I have made, and just sharing, I've done a lot of work to improve in this area. It's doable. And I'll just be sharing for anyone who's interested. If you're not, I will see you in the kitchen. What does Wilbert say? Oh, wow, I missed it. I thought you just started streaming. The day has gotten away from me. It's fine. I started at 5 p.m. Eastern, but if you like what I'm doing, like Wilbert just said, please consider subscribing and turning on your notifications. I do stream every day, and tomorrow, January 6th, it will be a 1 p.m. stream with our professional chef, if you all are able to watch. Maybe you watch it on Jazz's platform. All right, two more, and then we are done. Number 42. All right. Humidity and heat will determine how fragrance reflects on you. Some perfumes are best for winter, such as intense ouds, and light florals are best for summer, etc. Determine your personality and what fragrances give you joy. An oriental fragrance can be sexy and alluring, but choose wisely, as an overly heady scent can turn sour. Do not be overloaded with scent, which can become unappealing. And we talked about this, all right? Just be mindful of where you're going to be, how close you're going to be with other people. Be mindful what time of year it is, how many layers of clothes you have on. You should be able to smell fragrance when you're in someone's personal space, right? Within like 1 to 3 feet. I shouldn't smell you like as soon as you walk in the room or be suffocating in an elevator. So just be mindful of that. What does Waldo say? I'll take my lunch at the time so I don't miss it. Oh my goodness. Thank you all so much. Yes, and please vote on which salmon you want. It's on my YouTube community tab. I'm so excited. I'm gonna try and get more collabs with others in 2023 for you all. All right, and then the last one, yes, the last one here, 43. If beginning a courtship, have your style tell a story. Perhaps your first outfit can be a representation of your outer shell. Each date will reveal a little more of yourself, ranging from the more modest to perhaps more glamorous, to show your diversity as a style panel, your range of dress, and your sophisticated thought. Well, isn't that fancy? Look, I am not a style expert. I am not a relationship expert, but I do like the essence and the spirit of what she's saying. And I think that goes to whether you're dating or whether you're around like new family, in laws, co workers. Just be modest at first. I don't think you should ever be revealing or vulgar, but if you like to express yourself, look, if you don't care, they're just going to get you how they get you, that's fine. But I do like that. Like, give it time for people to see. I probably wouldn't wear my leopard print, on the first meeting. Just read the room a little bit. And I love the point about what is it? This one says, your have your style tell a story. And hopefully I do that. I know I have that teacher vibe. And I'm pretty consistent with that. But, every once in a while you want to express your personality. But like we've learned, people are always watching and your reputation precedes you. So I just wanted to share some things with you all, some resources that I have learned. I'm going to be streaming on the Teachable Moments channel. I had to turn that on, and it takes 24 hours with YouTube. So I just wanted to share a little bit of my journey with you all. So, again, let me drop the link for you, Woman of Elegance. And I will also drop the Toastmasters link and give you all my commercial so you can have your evening. So there's the Woman of Elegance website. I'm putting it in the chat. Vivian has several free resources and some paid resources. This handbook was free, so you can request your own. And we can always improve. We can always get better. Let me see what I can Google here for Toastmasters, since we talked about that. Yes, and Toastmasters is international. So I'm going to drop the link. If you want to work on your public speaking, you can take a look and see. They have chapters in different locations. Maybe they have one close to you. So thank you all so much for being here. I do stream every day, and I've also put together a course because of you all. You've helped me monetize my passion for food and maybe other things as we grow together. If you want to monetize the things that you're passionate about, I do have a course, and you can check it out. You can preview it for free. The regular price is $50, and it's 15 different videos broken up over 2 hours. I walk you through my approach to how I got monetized so quickly. You all know I'm a proud student of TLA, the lead attorney, and I was monetized in 4 months. And according to Lead, it takes most YouTube channels a year to get monetized. So as soon as it happened for me, I sat down and I put everything down in a course. You have lifetime access. And if you've heard him say it once, you've heard him say it 100 times. We'll be in the mastermind tonight. If you're over 35, start a YouTube channel because you have life experience that people need to know. All right, Rodney is saying so long. So we are going to go ahead and dismiss. Thank you all for being here. Vote in the poll. Stream tomorrow is a cooking collab. Thank you so much. Instagram class is dismissed. And I will see you all tomorrow. And then we'll just keep going. So thank you so much. Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube class is dismissed. I'll see you all tomorrow for the cooking collab.